Now I will explain to you Binding of Isaac. You know what? Let's start from the beginning.
Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. "Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved." "I will do my best to save him, my lord," Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again, the voice called to her. "Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins." "I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee," Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. "You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you." "Yes, Lord, anything," Isaac's mother begged. "To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else." "Yes, Lord," she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trapdoor to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
There are like 25 endings to this game that all give you a little bit of information about the story, but the basic gist of it is this, okay? Whether or not Isaac's mom wanted to kill Isaac, it seems like she actually didn't. Isaac imagined or misinterpreted her and fled into his room and hid in his toy box, which locked from the outside and couldn't be opened from the inside. And in that toy box, he died. He suffocated to death. And this game is his hallucinatory journey before he dies. The end of the final boss, if we had succeeded in beating the beast, the boss we just lost against, the final narration you hear is of him speaking with his father. His father's saying he loves Isaac and asking Isaac if he could do it all over again, if he'd do it any differently. And that voice that Isaac hears as his father is actually the voice of God speaking to him in heaven. So in spite of everything else, Isaac does make it to heaven in this story. Not exactly a happy story, but... Who are all the other kids? There is only one kid. Isaac is the only real child here. They're all Isaac in different costumes. He's imagining himself as all the biblical heroes he's heard so many stories about. That's why they're all named like this. Magdalene was the whore who met with Jesus, Cain, Judas, of course. And some of them are just products of his twisted mind. Question mark, question mark, question mark is him after he suffocates. He's dead here. This is a dead Isaac. Samson, Azazel, Lazarus, Eden. The lost is his spirit. Lilith, the keeper, Apollyon, the forgotten, a skeleton, and I've never played as Bethany or Jacob and Esau. Oh, sorry. Eve is the whore. Magdalene was his mom? Oh, gotcha. Wasn't Mary his mom? Mother Mary? Oh, Mary Magdalene. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, then Mary Magdalene's the mom. Eve is the whore. She literally has the item Whore of Babylon. Okay, Magdalene was a female follower of Jesus. Thank you. Eve is a different whore? Okay, sorry. I'm not actually a Christian. I don't know much about the lore. Sorry. Okay, Mary was Jesus' mother. Mary Magdalene was a sex worker he was friends with. Okay, sex worker, whore. Okay, I didn't mean it in a negative way. Okay, I don't care. Stop. Here are little flies. We shoot them. 2 shots each. Blat, blat. Here's a little poop. You guys... Ooh! Nickel poop. Why is there poop everywhere? It's an Edmund McMillan game, okay? This is just what they're like. Yeah, it's a metaphor or something. Oh, yeah. Oh, keep in mind, a lot of the imagery in this game are meant to be expressions of Isaac's trauma. You see little fragments of his trauma in... You see little fragments of his trauma as you descend down floors. Little experiences he's had. You're Lazarus, though, not Isaac. We're Isaac cosplaying as Lazarus. Why do you like roguelites so much? I like games that have mechanics that are explored to their greatest possible degree of depth. And roguelites are very difficult by design, and they really, really invite you to explore their nature. Do I like Nuclear Throne or any other roguelites? Yeah. I have 100% achievements in Gungeon as well, because I'm a fucking god. I've played Spelunky. I've gotten up to 3 cells in Dead Cells. Dead Cells is pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult. Dead Cells is pretty hard. Hades, I've gotten up to Heat like 17, I think. I play a lot of video games, you know. What did the mom actually do? What'd she do that Isaac mistook as trying to kill her? I could be wrong about this, but if I understand correctly, I thought that... If I understood correctly, wasn't it that Isaac heard his mom and his dad arguing right before his dad left the family? And the language that the mom used made... Oh, flight! This is insanely lucky. Yeah, I think it's meant to be deliberately vague there. What's your favorite boss fight from Repentance? Mine is Dogma 100%. The bosses in Repentance are so much more interesting than the bosses were from, like, the original Binding of Isaac. Like, the difference between a fight like, I don't know, the Mama Gupster and, like, the Siren is so significant, you know? I don't know, there's a lot of good stuff. I really, really like the fight with Mom. What's it called? The true Mom? The one you fight in the alternate womb? In the corpse? Mother? Okay, Mother, thank you. Alternate womb? Yeah, we haven't taken this route yet on stream, but the main route for the game involves beating up your mom and then crawling up her vagina to fight the inside of her womb. And the alternate womb is the corpse, which is where you kill, you beat up Mom and then you stab her to death by stabbing her heart. And then you go into the corpse of the vagina. Nothing that I'm saying is made up. This is textually what is in the game. Okay, but like why though? Edmund McMillan. Edmund McMillan, if I remember correctly, actually did grow up in an abusive like Christian household, so I think this game was a cathartic release for him. Get back to hell! Go down to Satan! Pedophile!
The sky above cracked open, and a white beam of light reached down into the earth, smiting the mother of harlots asunder, and setting the blood lake to a boil. As the beast descended down into the lake of fire, Isaac ascended towards the crack in the sky, and as he flew, he could see echoes of his past before him. He saw his mother mourning the loss of her son. He saw his father leaving them without turning to say goodbye. He saw his mother sleeping, and his father taking money from her purse. He heard the late-night fights they had that kept him up at night, and the guilt he felt for what he believed he was causing. He felt the pain in his stomach during those sleepless nights, and saw his shadow in the closet waiting for him. As he rose, he felt his fears drop from his body, his shame, his worry pulled from his being. As he became lighter, his ascent became faster. He saw his one true companion alive and well. He saw his mother and father together again, holding each other. He felt his mother kissing him on the head after he had said his prayers, and the comfort in knowing someone was watching over him. He saw his own birth, and the faces of his parents filled with joy and optimism. And then he saw nothing. Are you sure this is how you want this story to end, Isaac? You're the one writing it. It doesn't have to end this way. Here, how about we tell it a different way? Maybe a happy ending?
Okay, Daddy.
Good. Are you getting sleepy yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so Isaac and his parents lived in a small house on the top of a hill.
Anyway, yeah, that was a pretty good run. But anyway, yeah, one of the things that I really like, one of the things I really like about this is that it feels like the story got a lot more mature with time. You know? Isaac dies canonically. Isaac does die. But initially, all the endings were like you kill your mom and your mom is this horrible, evil person, and your dad was just like the cool one who left. But as expansion after expansion was released, I mean, first it was The Binding of Isaac, and then Wrath of the Lamb, and then the game was remade as Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and then Afterbirth, and then Afterbirth Plus, and now the final one, Repentance. More and more endings get added, and now finally we see what looks like nuance, or maturity from the developers, yeah. Initially, the story is the evil, crazy, God-loving mom wants to kill Isaac, but now we see it was complicated. Isaac probably misinterpreted what his mom was going to do and freaked out after a lot of really, like, horrible religious messaging and television broadcasting corrupted his mind. His father was not some saint. His father was not a great father. And after he dies, he finally gets a chance and clarity and perspective on everything, you know? It's actually really good stuff, you know? Really good growth. Yeah, it's almost like the developer actually processed trauma over the course of developing this game, you know? Seriously, like, it's really good stuff. When you kill mom and she screams Isaac's name, that's canonically the wail she let out when she found Isaac's corpse. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Initially, it was never indicated that the mom was sad about your death, or even confirmed that you were dead at all. In fact, early on in the game, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even clear that you weren't actually fighting, like, poop demon monsters down there, you know? Wait, Isaac dead is dead for the entire game? The process of you playing the game is you suffocating in your toy box without air, and you're hallucinating everything that's happening to you as a combination of all your trauma and televangelist broadcasting and everything else, and eventually you die. And this is the true ending, the one that we just did. The true ending that we got is him ascending to heaven after his death, after confronting the source of his trauma, or at least one of the big sources of his trauma, Dogma, the personification of televangelist broadcasting. You hear all the preachers when we were fighting it, like all the preacher voices in the background while we were fighting it? After he dies, he goes to heaven and he confronts all the things that misled him along the way. How does he die? He suffocates. One of the items in Binding of Isaac is the missing poster. It's literally Isaac on a "Have you seen this child?" poster. Isaac was scared his mom was going to kill him because he'd read so much Bible shit, he thought that's what was going to happen. He ran into his toy box, closed it behind him, but it locks from the outside. So Isaac went missing, and his mom only found his corpse sometime later. His mom only found his corpse long enough later that she printed out missing posters of him before finding the corpse. Probably found the corpse while moving his stuff out of the bedroom. So are we all in on the lore now? What toy box do you know has a lock on it? Okay, well that's just a contrivance you'll have to accept for the sake of the story. Do you think teaching kids hellfire and brimstone should be considered child abuse? Absolutely, 100% yes. It being a religion is not an excuse. Threatening children with the possibility of eternal damnation if they don't follow rules is absolutely fucking child abuse, 100%. Zero question about it. Is this personal to the creators of the game? Yes. Edmund McMillen, the director and creative lead, and genius, by the way. Edmund McMillen has talked at length about his abusive Christian upbringing. How do you lock a toy box from the inside? No, I think it was like it was already locked, and then he just like slammed it down on top of him when he was inside, and then he probably he suffocated to death. Wouldn't it make more sense of him to die from dehydration rather than suffocating? Did you see one of the characters? Blue Baby. He suffocated. It was an airtight box. He that's the reason why Blue Baby is blue. Because asphyxiation. How old is Isaac? I don't know, like 5? I don't know. Little kid. Yes, it was a well-made toy box. Which, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, you see that toy box when you go up to the parents' house, don't you? Hold on. Yeah, it's a locked box. Like it's in the context, you know, in the context of the game, it's like a golden locked chest, but this is your bedroom. When you wake, we just did this, see? That's a locked box. You can unlock it. It's actually kind of weird. Like when you get up here, you unlock the box you died in, you know? Oh, if you want any more evidence, by the way, hold on. There is a floor in the Binding of Isaac that's called the chest. You know what the final boss is? It's Blue Baby. It's you after you suffocate to death. That's the final boss of the chest. Anyway, it's aesthetically an extremely immature game, but I really do feel like the game actually has a lot to say if you think about it. Is there a different route you can take now? There are 22 endings in this game. So, yes. In terms of final endings, there are like 6, I think. So, you defeat Mom, you go to Mom's heart, you can get the Satan ending, the Isaac ending, the chest ending, the seal ending, or what is this? The Shoah? No. That means Holocaust. What's the it's Sheol? Is it Sheol? Yeah, the Sheol ending. Oh, the Dark Room ending. The Hush ending, the Greedier ending. Yeah. The Dark Room, thank you. Shield and the Dark Room. Yeah. There are plenty of ways to end, but the two final endings that were added in the most recent expansion are considered to be like the proper canon final endings. The mother ending is Isaac, I guess, failing to overcome his trauma and gain a broader perspective. This ending is him going to his mom, and his mom's a huge bitch. And the ending here is the one we just did. One of the reasons why people really, really, really didn't like the Afterbirth Plus ending was because it didn't. I feel like it wasn't as much of an ending as people were looking to on this. Here, wait, hold on. I'll show you, actually. We're not going to do Delirium. Actually, we did do Delirium this time. We just didn't show the ending. Hold on. Delirium ending. Also, a reminder that if you're watching from Twitch chat or YouTube chat, go to Vaush.gg to join the real chat. Yeah. Yeah, he was canonically a skeleton, so she would have found him a long time afterwards. He probably assumed that she probably assumed Isaac ran off, you know? Like, if your kid goes missing, like, is your immediate thought inside the toy chest? Probably not, you know? Imagine not smelling that, though. I think, actually, there are a lot of signs shown that Isaac's mom wasn't doing too well and might have been a bit of a hoarder. It's probably the house already smelled really, really bad. That's what I'm wondering. Oh, wait, it's airtight. Wait, yeah, no, the toy chest is airtight, right? If he couldn't breathe, then... Yeah. Well, look, the point is that it's sad, okay?